Hey, howdy y'all. It's Angie at Whiskey Woman Whisk. The other day we used up the last jar of our spicy black beans, and we use that very regularly, at least once a week, probably. Anyway, so I've got to get some black beans canned up so we have those convenient for us when we have our, usually it's a Mexican dish that we do. And so yeah, I'm gonna do some black beans, can them up, gonna bring y'all along. Okay, y'all, first thing, I'm just gonna quickly go through and sort. Y'all know the drill. Make sure there's no rocks or something that just don't look right. Okay, I'm gonna get this kettle heating up because we're gonna need hot water a couple of times. And I'm gonna show y'all how I put these black beans together and can them up. It's not the right way, it's not the wrong way, it's just the way I do it. So, always do your research on proper canning. We pressure canning those for 75 minutes because I'm doing pints. All right, let's get this heating up. Okay, while that's heating up, I'm just gonna show y'all how I don't know why I do it this way. It's pretty much like a lot of people do it. I do it a little bit different. I have all my jars clean and ready to go. And I get, because these are black beans, they don't swell quite as much as pintos. I'll kind of do a generous half cup, and I go ahead and get it in my jars. And it looks like, I never know, because I usually have some dry beans left from a previous something I put together. So I never know how many it's going to use, but probably about 2 of these 1 pound bags to do 9 pints. That's about right. Because I had some left from something I cooked up or I added on to another canning session. Okay. This is what I do. I just go in and rinse them. Because when I rinse them, they start swelling up, like right away. And I end up with an uneven amount in jars, and sometimes it's too much. So I measure them, rinse them, that one's ready. Fill up my jar with the beans, give them a good rinse, strain it, rinse it some more, pop on my funnel. Okay, I'm gonna get these rinsed up. All right. Now we've got those all rinsed up. Cover these beans in boiling water. And then while they sit and soak for about 30 minutes, I'm gonna cut up that onion and peppers. I've got them all covered in hot water. We're gonna let those soak for about 30 minutes. And while that is soaking, I'm gonna get my onion cut up and my peppers. And then we'll be ready to put it all together. It's a hot onion. Okay, now that I've stopped crying, I got that, I just put them in some water, that kind of helps. But dang. Sometimes onions really get me. Now, let's try to get these peppers. I just get the seeds out as best I can. You can leave them if you want. Some people do. These are some big mamma jammas. Mine in the garden are not ready yet, so I'll pick these up from the farmer's market. I reckon 2 is going to be about enough. since they're so big. It's been about 30 minutes. Got my onions and peppers cut up, and they made me cry. So, if any of y'all know a trick, because I've tried all kinds of tricks and nothing seems to work with onions, seriously. Somebody find me a way to not burn my eyeballs out every time I cut an onion. All right, let's take a look at these beans. I don't know if y'all can see, but they've swollen quite a bit. Just sitting in boiling water for about 30 minutes. And they're gonna swell more when we can them because we're gonna add some clean water. So that's what I do. I just kind of do the same thing I just did. And right, you're gonna give them another rinse. I know how black beans are. Okay, y'all. My beans have soaked and rinsed. I've got my canner heating up and my water, because we're gonna fill this up after we put these goodies in here. So let's get that done. Best kitchen tool is your hands. You don't want to use your hands, don't use your hands. But that's what I do. I have clean hands. Here we go again with them strong onions. A few peppers. Going to do about 1/8 of a teaspoon of cumin, however you say it. This smells so good. And you might want to use more if you're not using a really strong brand. This from Savory Spice, they fresh grind theirs, so it hasn't been sitting on the shelf forever. And I love their spices. And then we're gonna do, that was 1/8 a teaspoon of cumin. We're gonna put in, y'all, this is the South humidity. When you see that, break up your salt. Put in, you don't have to salt, that's preference. I put in 1/2 teaspoon. And then if I need to, when I'm heating them up, I'll just add some more if I need to. These are good just heated up. They're good in, like if you do a Mexican stew, or mash them up if you want refried beans. They are so delicious. We're gonna leave an inch headspace. And I know they seem really full for knowing your beans are gonna swell, but see, we let them swell up already pretty good, so. Now, if you're gonna want more liquid in your beans, just reduce that. You know how I did a half a cup? A heaping 1/2 cup, just a little more than a 1/2 cup. Just do a 1/2 cup, or even less if you really want to make sure that you have plenty of broth in your beans. But all right, where's the pokey? Make sure you debubble. You don't want any trapped air in there. And after you debubble, make sure headspace is still 1 inch. I just don't like to cook them. Some people do, but a lot of your beans, they turn to mush when they're cooking in the canner for so long. Now normally, if I'm canning anything with any kind of fat in it, I would use vinegar, but we don't have anything fat in here. Like if I do my baked beans, I put bacon in there, so I take that extra precaution. This just makes sure there's no salt or anything off of those vegetables on there. And they're tight. Y'all, isn't that pretty? They're so delicious. If you haven't canned black beans yet, seriously, can some black beans. They're ready. All I gotta do is heat them up. You can get home from work and get dinner done so quick. Okay, let's get them in the canner. Now, they're hot, and these work great, but they could slip. So if I'm carrying them anywhere, I just pop a towel underneath them. It's better than dropping them on the floor. Okay, y'all, my weight is starting to dance. This is what you want, and this is when you will set your timer. I'm doing tight, so that's going to be 75 minutes. Now, you will need to check your area and your elevation for what your weight is. For me, it's 10 pounds of pressure. So, all right, I'll see y'all later when this is all done. Okay, our time is up, and we need to let this just come down off the pressure naturally. So you'll still hear that jiggle for a while, and eventually it'll stop. And then when this pressure valve here drops, you'll hear the click, and that's when we can open it up. Don't open it before that. Most of them have already sealed. Yummy, spicy black beans. Okay, y'all, that's my spicy black beans. Thanks for joining me. Y'all have a great evening. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Bye, y'all. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Oh, wait. Wrong commercial. Thanks for stopping by, y'all.